Hi, I'm Scott with Window Cleaning Warehouse, and today we're going to take a first look at the 725 litre compact van mount system. Now the 725 litre system is available in a few options. You can have it, this particular one is delivery only, so there's no filtration on it. You fill it with water and it'll pump that same water straight back out. You can also have it set up for DI filtration or a full 4-stage RO DI filtration. And if you want to see examples of that, some of our other videos, you'll see similar systems with those RO and DI options built in. This particular system is set up for 2 operators. So there's 2 hose reels, 2 flow controllers on the front, and underneath that, this panel here, there's 2 pumps and 2 sets of hosing and strainers. Now the battery, the pumps, and the flow controllers are all housed behind this panel here. Also, we've got the split charge relay. We'll just touch on those a little bit more in a minute. Now the system sits lengthways in most vehicles. In larger vehicles, you can actually have it sitting sideways so that these panels can lead out of the side door, which means you've got access, and these same hose reels will lead out the door also. You can have this with manual or powered reels. Now these are the powered reels. These are the all new Power Up 3D. If you want to see a bit more information on this reel specifically, you'll find that on a website. Alternatively, as I said, you can have it fitted with manual reels, which would sit in much the same location. They're actually the Pro-Lock reels, and they'll take up similar sort of space. Now the profile of the system, you'll notice it tapers off to the front, which means these hose reels are leaning forward slightly. What this does is just keep the total height of the system down. The tank itself is just under 1 meter tall, 97 centimeters. With the hose reels, that takes it to 1.3 meters tall. The depth is 1.47, so just under 1.5 meters. And the width of it, again, just under 1 meter. So it doesn't take up too much space and will fit in most vehicles, most medium to large vehicles, obviously taking account of the payload or the weight that that vehicle will take. Now, this particular system has 2 operators set up, so we're just going to take a look at the faceplate here. Now, all of the workings of the system are kept behind this plate. If you ever need to access it, you just do so by taking off the bolts here. This particular system, as I mentioned, is a double operator, which means there's 2 pumps and 2 flow controllers. And here we have the split charge relay, which is what connects directly to your vehicle battery. To turn the system on, or to turn each pump on each controller, you just press the up arrow. You can then control the flow just by pressing the up or down arrows, and this will increase how much flow you get at the brush, or decrease. You can then check the battery reading by pressing the return arrow, and that'll give you a reading on the life of your battery. And then to switch the system back off, you just hold that return arrow for 3 seconds. You'll need to do so on each pump to turn each off, as they're both connected individually to the battery. Sat behind the faceplate is a high power lead acid battery, or leisure battery. That'll need to be maintained as you would with a leisure battery, or if you're using a split charge relay, you'll just need checking on regularly to make sure that you're putting sufficient charge into that battery with your driving. If not, you may need to connect it to a mains power trickle charger to make sure that that is getting sufficiently charged and you can maintain the life of it. Now, specifically for the 725 system, we have this really robust frame. The frame is bolted to the vehicle floor, holding the system in place, and it will lip over the front here, and the same happens on the rear of the system. So once that's in place, you know that van mount is not moving at all during transit, which is particularly important given the weight that's in it when this is full. Obviously, being a 725 litre system, you're looking at a payload for the system alone of maybe 800 to 900 kilos. The 725 compact van mount comes in a few options. First of all, there's the choice of filtration. So I touched on this a little bit earlier. There's delivery only, as this model is, so no filtration at all. You then got the option of having DI filtration or a full 4-stage RO. There's the option to use it as a single operator system, but they are set up as a double. And then finally, you've got the option of choosing the manual or the powered hose reel. There's also the 725 compact starter kits, which come complete with a pole, brush heads, hose, and the necessary connection. So that would be a complete system that just needs fitting to a vehicle, and then you're ready to clean with it. As is the case with any of our van mounted systems, you have the option to have this delivered if you'd like to install it yourself. The system will be largely pre-built. It'll be a case of bolting the system and the frame through the floor, connecting everything up, and then with the split charge relay you need to connect that to a vehicle battery. Alternatively, if you'd rather have us install it for you, then get in touch and we can arrange to do so. This particular model of the compact 725 is set up to just fill through the lid, as there's no purification on this particular one. However, you can have these set up in a few different ways. With an RO system, you would fill through the sediment, carbon and membrane, so the first 3 stages of the 4-stage RO, that would fill on the way into the tank, and then it would go through the DI vessel, which would be the final stage on the way out of the tank. The same for the DI only. You fill with tap water and it purifies the water on the way out, therefore you just fill again just with a tap. As the reels on this particular model are bolted to the top, it means that you're not able to use it with underports for working with pump 1 and 2, but you would be able to fill the system with underports should you choose to. Alternatively, like I said, you can just drop a hose through the lid. The 3 first stages on the RO system are bolted to the outside, so the sediment, the carbon filters and the membrane. The DI vessels will then be fixed elsewhere in the vehicle, usually towards the rear. That's an introduction to our 725 litre compact system. For more information, visit our website.